Hello, love. This is Melanie, and welcome to the CHILOVE radio show. Pop radio worldwide, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. As we begin with all of our segments, with a little mental health and wellness, let's participate in a deep breathing exercise. Now, before you inhale to take that breath, I want you to visualize whatever problem you may have. And as you're inhaling and collecting all of the circumstances from that issue, I want you to blow it all out on that exhale. We're going to take 3 breaths. So you can pick 3 issues that you have that you need to let go of the energy with. So 1, 2, 3. Blow it out. Let it go. Let the energy from it go. So we have a awareness announcement here in Chicago, the public service announcement. There have been multiple overdoses connected to a man handing out free heroin on 79th. If you shop or you know people who shop near the intersection of 79th and Halsey in the Auburn Gresham area, alert your people. A bad batch of heroin is being passed out on Chicago's South Side. They say that these people are, taking these drugs in a mere matter of minutes. They are dropping to the ground and overdosing within minutes. You may say, well, they drug users or, little crackheads or whatever term that you have for them. Yes. But even those who are engaging in this type of lifestyle, they're not buying, this is not an attempted suicide. They're not buying the heroin to try to kill themselves. So even though they are willingly putting this in their bodies, it should still be made up, I guess, as healthy as possible, but made up in a way to where people aren't overdosing. They have the right to still live and exist despite their coping skills or the way that they desire to please themselves or separate from their trauma and pain. So even though these people willingly went in an attempt to obtain some heroin, the dealer can still be held liable if he knew that it was too powerful or too lethal. If he knew that it was too powerful or too lethal. So I guess as long as the drug dealer says, because a lot of times they're not making their product, they're getting their product from somebody else. So I guess that's why that stipulation of the if part comes in. Because if they did not personally lace it or do whatever that needs to be done to it to make it too powerful or make it lethal, I guess they're not fully held accountable for that in that sense of attempted murder. So they said in a matter of days, CPD was called to several overdoses connected to one pusher in the intersection of 79th and Hospital. One man, Philip Moore, said they just keep dropping like flies. That's messed up. That is messed up. Witnesses are now traumatized from seeing the addicts overdose outside. Lord have mercy. Okay. I thought that, okay, usually people go somewhere. Are they just like injecting themselves on the street? Just like right there, or because they stand within minutes. So, apparently, I guess it's somewhere outside that they're injecting themselves, and now other people are traumatized. I hope it wasn't any children out there. That's scary to a child. That's scary to an adult to see somebody overdosing. If you're gonna be a little drug dealer, this is still your business, sir. Whether it's legal or illegal, this is still your business. And for people to be out here and you selling drugs and doing stuff that's illegal and you doing stuff that that the police are targeting, and now you got this bad batch out here, of course, that's going to bring more attention to your spot. I hope that this pusher did not knowingly pass out this bad batch of heroin. So, of course, somebody had to take out their phone. And there's a video that shows 3 people overdosing on the street at the same time. Boy, they must have thought it was some type of zombie apocalypse going on. 3 of them. Now, that's not even common for Chicago, no mess like that. Just overdosing on the street. So one man injured himself as his body went into shock. And CHILOVE salute to the people in the neighborhood that jumped in to calm him down until the paramedics arrived. CHILOVE salute to the people who even called the paramedics. Because unfortunately, because these people are addicted to drugs, a lot of people feel like, well, you put yourself in this situation, so you suffer whatever comes with it. But goodness gracious. So CHILOVE salute to the people who took the time to try to help and get these little people some help. Because, I just feel like their intent was just to get high, not to almost die. Detectives are trying to figure out if the person passing out the dead heroin is aware that the people are overdosing. If they were distributing drugs with the intent to kill, they could be charged with attempted murder, said CBS 2 legal analysis Irv Miller. The law allows police to go after the person no matter what the intent is. So the mere fact that you're out here selling these drugs, selling heroin, they're coming after you anyway. But I guess if you did not intend to kill, you just was out there trying to give people that feeling of being high, and you wasn't trying to kill them, then I guess the law is not as hard on you because of that. And unfortunately, selling drugs is a lot of people's bread and butter. That's how they are continuing to keep a roof over their head, keep food on the table, and so forth. So, fortunately, none of the people have died that have experienced the overdose that we know of so far. The neighborhood does not know who this pusher is. And if he is out there actively selling drugs, I know you have some people who are saying, well, no, we're going to tell, we're going to cooperate with the police so that we can get this stuff out of our neighborhood. But you also have a lot of people who also feel like it is best for me to mind my business, because this would be some unnecessary trouble for me. Because see, the little drug dealers in the neighborhood, they outside all the time. They just standing there waiting for customers. So they got a lot of time to naturally observe when you coming home, who you coming home with, at what time, what route you taking. They got a lot of time to observe. So you might have an issue where some people just feeling like it's better for them to just mind their business. So CPD is asking anyone with info on who's behind the bad batch to call them. They're saying that you can report it anonymously. They're not going to, do like they did back in the day and let the little drug dealer know that little Miss Robinson is the one who called and gave details about how you was out here moving. So, if you don't want to cooperate with the police to help them find out who is actually out here distributing these bags, but you do know of someone who gets high off of heroin, the least that you can do is let them know that this location over here on 79th and Halsted, they passing out bad batches. On to a brighter note, Young Leaders host pop-up food pantry in West Pullen. Young Leaders Hungry for Change hosted a pop-up food pantry to help people in their community. CHILOVE salute, love. They're good. They're good. Instead of sitting back, they decided to do something about it. Instead of waiting on somebody else to fix the situation, they decided to do something about it. The 7th and 8th graders are members of the Chicago chapter of Jack and Jill of America, a group of kids and moms dedicated to nurturing future Black leaders. That is wonderful. CHILOVE salute to the Chicago chapter of Jack and Jill of America. The kids said that they see some of their neighbors struggling with hunger. Wow. Wow. I know back in the days, my grandmama used to be like, if you're hungry, you better not look like it. And a lot of people have this type of, you don't want to, expose the fact that you didn't eat or didn't have anything to eat. So the fact that the kids are being able to see the struggle with hunger, like, wow. And thankfully, seeing that struggle prompted them to take the initiative to do something about it. Y'all know the little things count too. Their motto is take a stand and lend a hand. Take a stand, lend a hand. One young lady said, it is a great feeling knowing that someone will be able to go home with food on their plate, be able to have diapers for their kids, and have stuff for at least 1 to 2 weeks. The young leaders partnered with Social Change Initiative, and donations came from Soul and Smoke Restaurant, CHILOVE Salute, different charity organizations, and organizers. People came together to make this happen. This is beautiful. We are proud of you all here at the CHILOVE Radio Show, Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio, and Spotify Premium. We are proud of you here. The organizers said that 70% of people facing food insecurity in Chicago are Black, and 1 in 3 of those people are children. 1 in 3 are children. So, again, very good, love. Very good. I am proud of you. Very good to the parents. Very good to the organizations that chipped in. Very good. That was a great expression of some shy love. Now, let's keep the ball rolling. You know, you look at people on the outside according to their job positions, and you kind of figure that they are not faced with certain issues that you yourself may have. But we have a White House economic advisor here, Larry Kudlow. I want to give him a CHILOVE salute because he opened up about his battle with addiction. See, this is a man right here could have been one of them little people on 79th and Hospital. You never know how a person's story is going to end. So, White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow opened up about his battle with alcohol and drug addiction during an event hosted by the First Lady, Melania Trump. Kudlow, who is now 73 years old, said it would have been unthinkable for him to occupy his current position 25 years ago when he left his job as a Bear Stearns financial analysis and entered a 12-step program to deal with his dependence on booze and cocaine. He said, I was a hopeless abuser of alcohol and drugs. I had tried several times unsuccessfully to get sober, like a lot of my peers and friends. I went through bloody hell and suffered significant consequences. I was unemployable. By the grace of God, his wife did not divorce him, and he eventually was able to get sober. He just celebrated 25 years of sobriety this June. Very good. Very good, Lila. This is very inspiring. You know, he said that he still speaks with his friends from his AA meetings and says that he meditates and says that serenity prayer daily. He said that you can get sober. You can stay sober. You can lead a productive life. That's very encouraging, especially with the news of the bad heroin that's being passed out here on the south side of Chicago. This man is now in the White House. He had a positive support system, if you notice. And even with his wife sticking by his side, his little family and friends, you know, he had several unsuccessful attempts to get sober. That's how strong these drugs are. That's how strong of an effect these drugs have. To where you know it's ruining your life. But it's controlling you. And goodness, he's an economic advisor in the White House. Dreams do come true. You never know how a person's story is going to end. But you have the ability, even after unsuccessful attempts. And I know it can get discouraging, but you have the ability to start to recondition yourself, to get the help that you need. A lot of times when people get high like that, you know, yeah, like a lot of stuff started off as like little party drugs and stuff, but people are like running away from demons, trying not to face certain situations, trying to forget certain things. And you know, some people are functional addicts to where they have their habit, but they take care of themselves and you know, take a little vitamins, exercise, hydrate, all that other little good stuff. And then you have some addicts who are not functional, and you know, they allow the drug to use them. You know, and it's just disheartening because a lot of people who are addicts used to be some of the most intelligent people, some of the most beautiful people, some of the most talented people. But for one reason or another, they got a hold of some drugs, and them drugs got a hold to them. You know, I know I've heard some few little weird stories about marijuana having people tweak out. You know, I don't know if the marijuana was laced or whatever, but overall, I'm really talking about the cocaine, the heroin, the pills, the cocktails. You know, I think they used to say marijuana was a gateway to that other stuff. Because they say that you are constantly trying to chase that initial high, especially like with the hard drugs, with the cocaine and heroin, when they was come out, beam you up to Scotty, telling Scotty to beam them up. A lot of times people are running away. They trying to run away from something. The pain is something. They trying not to face something. It's something that's going on. And unfortunately, we as a society are so quick to just discard them. And yes, they have made the choice to engage in this. And I'm not saying invite them in your house and leave your purse open. But I'm saying they steal people. They steal people. So if you do, you know, see you around in that area, around 79th and Halsted, and you see a little bodies drop, call the paramedics. A little simple 911. Call somebody to come to see if they can help this person save their life. Now, what that person chooses to do after you extended your hand to help, that's not on you. But the least that you can do is at least, you know, make that call so they can try to get some type of help. say they're alive. So again, CHILOVE salute to the little pop-up food pantry in West Pool, Chicago chapter of the Jack and Jill of America. CHILOVE salute to the economic advisor, Larry Kudlow in the White House. CHILOVE salute. So there's a fight, there's a battle, and people want change. And especially African Americans, people of color, of different cultures and stuff, they want to see themselves represented in their neighborhood, which who can blame them? Now, out west in Chicago, there's a park called Douglas Park. Douglas Park is a good time at Douglas Park. Interesting time, but there was a local hangout. So Douglas Park was named after this man, Stephen Douglas. He was officially, the park was officially named after him, but his name has been removed. Although it's still going to be called Douglas Park. Why? Because they're trying to change the name and put it in honor of Frederick Douglass. So in that area, Douglas Park, there's actually a combination of African American and Hispanic. So that would be a good thing for somebody like Frederick Douglass to, for that energy to be applied to that park. So the Chicago Park District Board of Commissioners, they officially struck the name of the 19th century statesman from the North Lawndale Park, now designated Park 218. The decision came 3 years following a grassroots campaign led by students at Village Leadership Academy. CHILOVE salute. To say some things about the youth thing, they have their little special ways about them, but when they are determined to get something done, they get up to it. And especially when it's something that is positive, I am so proud of y'all. Because you could have chose to engage in something else that was not uplifting, that was not world changing. And you chose. And I am proud of you all. The students have argued that it is insulting to have a park in a predominantly Black community of North Lawndale when the man that it was named after profited from the labor of people enslaved on a plantation inherited by his wife. Yeah, that name got to go. Thank you all for agreeing and taking that name down. So the board president told the students, "We as a board are impressed by your determination and your refusal to take no as an answer. You are to be commended for being ahead of the curve by a long way." They was already on this 3 years ago. This wasn't just inspired by the unjustified death of George Floyd. Three years ago. So of course they have a 45-day comment period. There is a process that you must go through when you're trying to make these changes. You can't just simply go and, snatch the man name down and, put your flag up there You know, we ain't on that Columbus. We not on that. So there's the process here. So whatever it is that you are considering making a change, especially in the public area, and something that does not specifically belong to you, find out what process is needed so that you can navigate the waters and the paperwork to come out with your desired result. It took them 3 years, but they did it. You know, so they got a 45-day comment period, and during that time, the board received 138 comments on the change. 136 were in favor, and 2 opposed. Now, when the students originally started this push to remove the name Douglas, they originally wanted to rename the park for Rakia Boyd. Her herself was killed by an off-duty Chicago detective in 2012. I shake to her living spirit and hugs to her family. Justice. But they were told by the officials that would be a heavy lift. So they shifted their efforts to rename the park after Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was a very intellectual orator. He was all for the rights of the people and the empowerment of the people. So they amended their campaign. They didn't just give up on it. They knew that they wanted the name changed, and the first idea didn't work, so they didn't give up on the ultimate goal. They just switched up the move. And they wanted to incorporate the name of one of his wives, Anna Murray Douglas. They said that this is the first time that the district received a request to rename Douglas Park. And the park implemented the process, took them through everything, finally coming to agreement to remove the name. So we have a little catch here. Even though the name is still going to be Douglas, it's actually going to be in honor of both Frederick and his wife, Anna. Now, Anna was not the last wife that he had. And, there was concern about how they would be taken, seeing that, when he died, he was married to a whole other woman. And they even, had the idea of just naming the park specifically for her, because she was a free Black woman, and she was the one who helped Douglas escape from slavery. And she was out there with it in her own right. She had her own voice. She took her own stand. But because of the patriarchal system, the man comes first. So what she was doing was overshadowed by what Frederick Douglass did. So ultimately, they voted to go ahead and do this and make this change. And it's in honor of both of them. And CHILOVE salute. Also at that meeting, the board officially adopted Bloomingdale Trail as the name for a multi-use path, often mislabeled as the 606. So we are seeing some changes. Slowly but for surely, we are seeing some changes. That is very encouraging. Unfortunately, Sometimes you got to make some noise and test some stuff up. But the changes are being made. And sometimes you don't even have to make a lot of noise and test some stuff up. Sometimes all you have to do is go put your bid in and follow the appropriate guidelines, and you can still get it done. Well, different ways to skin a cat. How awesome is life? It's just the little inspiring things that can just, brighten up your perception for the rest of the day. Stuff that you are hearing children do, young adults do. What is it inspiring you to do? Don't let your age limit you. There's always something that can be done to help to make the situation better. Always something that can be done. And while we're talking about change, we need to get some more bike lanes, because apparently a lot of people are starting to take a little ditty bike, and some of the motorists are not paying attention to them as they should. They're on, I guess, certain streets that don't have the little bike lanes, and they're getting hit, and some of them are dying. So, a cyclist just died, and the driver said that he went through the yellow light, couldn't stop in time. There was some wood on the street, and it made him hit the bicycle. So, the police are definitely investigating that. But nevertheless, they urge you to fill out the city's 2021 budget survey and urge Mayor Lightfoot to keep her campaign promise to earmark $20 million annually for safe biking and walking infrastructure. So let's, put that on the list as well, because a lot of people like to ride some bikes and just clear their mind, and they should have a lane, to where they can safely ride and have fun along with the other motorists. It's like no matter what has happened, is going on, what possibly is to come, I'm still encouraged. I'm still full of love. I still believe that we can make some changes. I still believe that we can empower ourselves as people. I believe it. And I know that it don't come easy all the time. But we can make the changes that we need to make to get to where we're trying to go as people. You never know what side of the coin you're going to fall on. Keep that in mind. Don't get so high-minded to where you forget. We all have to share this space together. We all have something that we can attribute to society. We all have some greatness that we can bring. Sometimes we just got to tap a little deeper into ourselves and discover it. And when you do discover what you are great at, do not abuse your power within that, because that would be such a shame to see that beautiful blessing be torn down because of your lack of humanity, because of your character and the way that you treat others and live your life. What they say, God can bless you one minute and take it away the next, right? Nobody's doing all this work to get blessed, only for it to be taken away. And then you got some people like the little Weinstein and Kelly and all these little people that charged with this manipulation of women and exploitation of women and so forth. You know, sometimes life will trick you a little bit and make you think that you're getting away with it. At the level of stardom and wealth that some of these people reached, and a protection that they had to cover them when they were doing what they were doing. Never in a million years did they think that their red carpet was going to be pulled from up under their feet, and that they were going to be held accountable for stuff years ago. And not even just one act, multiple counts of things. Having their whole life affected when you sacrifice what you sacrificed and put in the work and time that you did to build up what you built up, only for your character and the way that you treat people be your downfall. Ponder on that, love, and know that we love y'all ourselves here at the CHILOVE Radio Show, Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio, and Spotify Premium. Hugs.